Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for episode number 2. Today we're going to be working on the post so we can actually start building the outside structure and also building the interior structure and laying the floor. So let's get started.
So what I'm doing here is checking for squareness before we actually start putting the post in. So I'm using the Pythagorean theorem, which is the 3-4-5 method, but since we have a bigger piece than 3 foot by 5 foot by 4 foot, what I'm doing is I'm measuring 6 feet by 8 feet, and the cross diagonal should be equal to 10 feet. If it is equal to 10 feet, I know that it is exactly square. And as you can see, my daughter's coming in there to help me by holding the actual tape measure, and I'm gonna go to the other diagonal corner just to see if it's 10 feet. And it is spot on. Now the posts we're going to be using for the columns are just 4x4 treated post. And what we're going to do first is just to make sure that they are square. Now once it is square, we're going to go ahead and sink in 2 3-inch exterior screws. These screws are just to hold the post in place until we can actually fully attach the actual post by using our bolts. The bolts that we'll be using are galvanized 6-inch by 1/2-inch bolts, and what we're going to be doing first, as you can see my daughter's actually helping me drill those holes, is first drill the holes all the way through. So using a 1/2-inch paddle bit, she was able to drill all the way in, and the drill bit wasn't long enough, so she actually had to go in through both sides. And it wasn't an easy job, but she was able to get it done. Once the holes were there, I went ahead and took those bolts and used a hammer to drive them all the way through. And then I went back and used a nut and washer and just attached them with a wrench, and it was done. I'm also just going to go ahead and check for squareness just one more time, and it was spot on. And with that being said, the back left corner is done. We went ahead and moved on to the back right corner. We started getting a little rhythm going. So we would make it level and start drilling the holes. And I went ahead and moved on to the next corner. My youngest daughter came out to lend a helping hand. So the entire structure is 8 feet by 8 feet. So the actual living enclosure that the dogs will have is going to be 5 foot by 8 feet. So this corner post we're putting here is the 5 foot by 8 foot enclosure. We'll have a 3 foot deck off the front. So now we have the second corner, the third corner, and now the fourth corner is now done.
All right. So what we're doing here, this is my daughter, so what we're doing here is we are adding 6-inch bolts connecting the beams with the actual joist of it. So that way they can be fastened, be structural, and also these are completely level right now, but we'll level them again once we start putting the supports in just to make sure they stay level. But right now I'm going to go ahead and start working on the floor. We're going to go and use OSB tongue and groove to put that down on the floor. It's not going to be in the weather, so it doesn't matter if it gets wet or not, because it's all going to be covered. So that's what we're going to be using, OSB and not treated wood. So let's just go and get that started.
Now that we have the plywood cut out, we're going to go and fasten these with 1.5 inch exterior wood screws. To make sure I didn't miss any of the joists going down the center, I used a string tied from one end to the other and just put it across, and I went ahead and screwed all the screws in along the string line.
Hey guys, progress is slow, but it's coming along. As you can see, we got the floor down, we got the post mounted, and we did use tongue and groove like I had said before. Those come up nice and evenly in there. Got the whole deck screwed down, and like I said, all that is going to be living quarters, so I'm not worried about it getting wet. Since it is particle board, it's not going to be a concern for me. The next thing we're going to be doing, we're going to start creating the walls for the internal piece, and that'll be on the next episode. Like always, like and subscribe and follow us for more.